ever yung mga hindi nakapasok. Meron silang mapapanood. And ito na yan. So marami itong example para. So we're now on day number 10 or module number 10. Naka-record na ba tayo? Ay, nag-record na. So we have here entire screen. Hide and then Von, okay na ba, Von?
Yes po,
So,
sir.
okay, last time we discussed about the calculated the small sample of confidence interval estimate for mean when the population standard deviation is unknown or the sigma or the SD is unknown. I mean known. Ngayon naman is unknown. Known at unknown. So, tingnan natin yung difference between the two. So day number 10 na tayo. So we have two objectives. Of course, we're going to compute, solve problems. Word problems po ito, ha? Okay, number 1, it measures how certain we are. Answer. Ito yung sinabi ko sa inyo, how certain we are. What is the answer? This is the successful rate. Number 1 is it critical value? Is it degree of confidence? Or confidence interval? Or interval estimation? Hello?
Letter B po.
Letter B. It is a degree of confidence. It could be a degree of confidence or confidence level. Okay? Number 2. It is a number of boarding line. Okay? The keyword here is boarding line. Answer. That is what we called. Hello?
Critical value.
It's a critical value. It is a specific numerical. The keyword here is numerical value. This is the two types of estimator. Number 1 is the point estimate, and number 2 is the interval estimate. So ano yung sagot? This is
Letter
the
C.
letter C. This is the best point estimate, which is the point estimate. It is same lang po sa pagkuha ng average or ng mean. Okay? Summation of x all over n. Same lang po yan sa mean. Okay. Aside from that, we have the interval estimator. You see interval that has L1 and L2 or LL or UL. Lower confidence limit or lower limit and upper confidence limit or upper limit. So if you have LL, that is negative. If you have plus, UL. So what is the formula? X minus or the mean minus the Z value or the critical value multiplied by the CLT, central limit theorem, all over n less than, tapos may less than dito. Then x bar, this is the upper limit. Critical value, we have SD, square root of n. So this is what we call error, margin of error, E. Ito din. Last. Tinatawag siya ng margin of error or E. So yun po yung ito po yung kailangan nating i-memorize. If it is the standard deviation is known. Okay? So yung topic natin nung last. Next, confidence interval estimate is a range of values that is used to estimate a parameter. This estimate may or may not contain the true parameter. For instance, we write it in this form. So confidence interval. We have the lower limit and the upper limit. What the confidence interval? So confidence interval. Interval estimate. So this is ibang book, interval estimate. Interval confidence naman dito. So ito yung margin of error sa ibang book. Your n is the sample size. The critical value is confidence coefficient din. Pwede siyang tawagin confidence coefficient. Yung tinatawag natin critical value. And this is the LL and this is the UL. Population standard deviation. So, yun po yung sinulat natin kanina na formula. Let's solve number one. Here, all you need to do is read the problem. Kailangan magaling kang mag-analyze ng problem para hindi mo mapagbaliktad yung mean, yung SD, yung confidence level, etc. Like this, number one, measurements are made on a random sample. So, meron na siyang binanggit na sample. And that is our n. N is equal to 100. Drawn from a population size of 1564. Sa ating formula, we don't have a population size. That is the mu and has a standard deviation of 2.93. So, given po si standard deviation which is 2.93 and the mean measurements of the components is the, ayun, there's a word mean. Ibig sabihin x bar. So, that is 76.45. And we have letter A, determine the 95% confidence interval for an estimate of the mean of the population. A, the confidence level or the degree of confidence is 95%. Okay. So this is 95%. And then alalahanin muna natin yung table natin. If you have the degree of confidence, that is 1 minus A. The commonly used degree of confidence, that is a 1995, and we have 99. And for the alpha, that is 10%, this is 5%, and this is 1%. And for the critical value, if you have 10%, that is 1.645. If you have 95%, that is 1.96. If you have 99%, that is 2.575. So here, since we have 95%, the critical value now is 1.96 based from the table. Here po, that is 1.96. Next, so we're going to get the confidence interval now, or the lower limit and the upper limit. First, we're going to find the value of the lower limit. So x bar, that is 76.45, minus the value the computed value is of the z value, or the critical value, is 1.96, and the given standard deviation is 2.93, and of course the value of n is 100. So can you please give me the answer and round off your answer into 3 decimal places? What is 76.45 minus 1.96 all over, multiplied by quantity of 2.93 all over square root of 100? What is the answer? We have 76.45 plus 1.96, 2.93 all over 100. Yeah, so UL is plus. What is LL? Low. What is the lower limit? Can you solve lower limit? Bring out your calculator. Hello? Can you please open your mic? Answer? Hindi naka-join yung isang po.
75.88.
75. 75 point.
0.88.
Sakto yung 88. At 3 decimal places yung hinahanap. Sakto ba yung 88 nung sinolve nyo? Open your mic. Hindi ko makita yung chat.
Sir, yes po. Sa
Okay.
akin din po.
How about UL?
77.02 po.
Okay, 77.02. So the answer here is 75.88 and 77.02. Pwede nang ganyan. Next, number 2. Suppose X is a normal population with a mean and standard deviation of 15, a sample size of 25. Students in the sample mean statistics test was found to be 81. Compute the 99% confidence interval. First, X bar, the sample size is 25. And according to the problem, the sample mean is 81. If you have questions, just open your mic. Compute the
Sir?
nine. Yes.
Sir, pwede pabalik po sa una? Hindi ko na. Okay po, thank you.
So we have ano pang kulang? 99% is the confidence level. 99%. And of course, the critical value of the 99% is 2.575. So wala pa tayong standard deviation. Standard deviation is 15. Alright? So LL then UL. Please solve the LL and the UL. X bar, this is 81 minus 2.575. Then we have standard deviation of 15 and square root of n, which is 25. Please compute. This is 81 plus 2.575. Then 15, quantity 15 square root of n. So can you give me the LL and UL? Yes.
Sir, LL is 73.275 po.
73 point.
275.
How about UL?
88.725.
88 point.
725.
Alright. So we have final answer 73.2.75 and 73.275 for number ULL, and UL is 88.725. Okay, so if you don't have questions regarding number 2, let's proceed to the main lesson. This is the small sample confidence interval mu when SD is unknown. So, halos parehas lang siya. So, ano yung pinagkaiba ng dalawa, sir? Ang pinagkaiba nilang dalawa, meron tayong tinatawag na degree of freedom. The degree of freedom is denoted by DF. If you have a DF, sir, saan po kukunin yung degree of freedom? N minus 1. To get the value of degree of freedom, all you need to do is get the value of n, then minus 1. Then yun na, parehas lang sila. But, when in our previous lesson, we use the Z value, or the Z table. But here, when standard deviation is unknown, we're going to use now the value of T, which is the T table. Trivia. In T table, this is what we call the T, or student distribution. So, ibig sabihin po, it is all about the performance of the students. Ito yung tinatawag natin na students distribution, T distribution siya. Or, yan, nagpo-focus mismo sa performance ng estudyante. Yan. So, ang gagamitin nating table is T. Nung previous lesson, that is Z. But now, we're going to use T table. Again, when standard deviation is unknown, we're going to use T table, and we're going to get the value of the degree of freedom. Para mas maintindihan natin, magsosolve tayo. And again, lower confidence limit, same goes with the previous lesson. And we have the upper confidence limit. If you have plus, that is upper. If you have minus, that is lower. And since standard of population standard deviation is unknown, we're going to use S or SD. What is S? Same lang po yan sa standard deviation. Anong meaning ng S? To be specific, when it comes to statistics, ang meaning yan is sample ng standard deviation. Okay, if you have X bar, we have the mu. So I know you already know the difference between the two. This is sample and this is the population. Same goes with S and the sigma. Sigma ata tawag dito. So this is to be specific. This is what we call population standard deviation, and this is the sample of standard deviation. Okay? Ayan. So dito po sa A all over 2, ang A po is alpha. Tapos na natin yan. Or, symbol niya is ganyan. This is alpha. This is the Greek symbol of alpha. And if you have alpha all over 2, that is what we call one tail. Yeah. Again, if it is alpha, this is two tail. Sir, what if we have divided by 2? That is one tail. Yan, tandaan niyo yung difference niya na. Yan yung basic information sa statistics. If it is alpha, two tail. If it is A all over 2, if it is divided into 2, that is one tail. Okay, example number 1. We have the mean and standard deviation of the content of a sample. 10 similar containers are 10.5 liters and 0.352 respectively. There's a word respectively. Kung paano siya binanggit, ano yung pagkakasunod, yung order po, ibig sabihin, yun po yung susundan natin. Just like this. The mean, standard. Ibig sabihin yung 10.5 is the mean. Yung second number is our standard deviation. So we're going to find now the 95% confidence interval for the actual mean content. Assume that the contents are approximately normally distributed. X bar, sinabi ko kanina, that is 10.5. SD, that is 0.352. And of course, the CL is 95%. And if you're going to get the value, so this is unknown as the standard deviation is unknown. We're going to use the T table. Sir, meron bang T table? Yes. And this is our T table. In your module, nandun yun sa pinaka last page, yes, last page po siya, nandun yan. So, tuturuan ko yung paano kunin. Ulitin ko, 95% A is for two-tail. If you're going to get the alpha of 95%, that is 5% or 0.05. If you're going to get the one-tail of your alpha, that is 2.5%. In percent siya, kaya 2.5. Hati mo siya sa dalawa eh. So, this is 2.5%. Or, same lang po yan sa 0.0025. So, 0.025. Or, 00 din mali. Sobra ng... So, what is 5%? Divide nyo sa 2 in decimal. Is it 0.025 or 0.0025? Hindi ako nalito. Hey, hey, hey. What is the answer? Sobra ng 0, no? Lasing ko yung isa.
Yes, sir.
Yes
Yan.
po.
Yan. So, if it is alpha all over 2 or one tail. Ito yung what two tail, ito yung one tail ha. Okay, next. Kunin na natin yung critical value niya sa T. So, gagamitin natin yung N. So, what is your answer? Sabi niya doon, the mean standard deviation of the content sample. There is a word sample. Pag may nabasa kayong sample, that is the keyword for the value of our N. So, ibig sabihin, 10. 10. Again, to get the value of degree of freedom, N minus 1 is equivalent to 10 minus 1, meaning to say your DF is 9. So, 9, tandaan po natin yung 9 and 95%. Sir, pwede ba ang gamitin ko po si alpha, one tail, two tail, or alpha, one tail? Kahit sino dyan, same lang yung sagot. So, try natin gamitin si 9 ng alpha ng 5% ng two tail. So, 9, trace natin si 9. This is 9. So, DF. So, this is your DF sa ating column. Yes, naka siya, vertical. DF is vertical. And of course, your two tail and one tail or your alpha is in the form of horizontal. Again, the nakabox na red, that is one tail. And of course, the below is the two tail. Kanina, meron tayong 90%. I mean, 95%. No? So, we have 95% of our confidence level. And one tail po is 0.025. So, hanapin natin si 0.025 ng one tail. So, nandun siya 0.025. Okay? And yung two tail niya is 0.05. So, tignan natin kung ano yung makuha nating critical value ng t-table. Yeah, 6. Yan. Di ba ang tanong dito 95%? So, tingnan natin yung sa baba, 95% din. So, yan. So, intersection nila is 2.62. Yung cumulative probability disregard. Okay? Huwag niyong papansinin yan, ha? Huwag niyong papansinin para di kayo malito. Again, ulitin natin. DF is 9. 95 is confidence level. So, pwede tayong mag-base ng ating T. Yung T na critical value, 2.262 yung nakuha natin, di ba? Yan. So, pwede tayong mag-base sa A or one tail or two tail or sa 95%. So, tatlo yan. So, tignan nyo, pinag-connect ko tatlo. So, 0.05 for two tail, 0.025. Nag-connect tayo dito dahil yung DF natin is 9 and 95% yung confidence level. So, 2.262. Yung ating critical value. Next, kukunin na natin yung confidence interval. LL first. LL X bar, which is 10.5 minus the critical value. Same lang siya sa previous lesson. Yan. Tapos po, i-multiply na natin siya sa S, which is 0.352. Yan. Tapos, square root ng ating N is 10. So, huwag niyong lalagay 9 ha. So, kasi nung kinuha namin yung DF, naging 9. Hindi po. Your N is 10. So, bakit N dito? 10 po yan ha. Your N is equal to 10. So, please compute the LL now, go. Habang sinusulat ko po si UL. 10.5 plus 2.262 0.352 square root of 10. Answer po. Please help
Sir,
me. Yes.
ang sagot ko po, sir, 10.25.
10.25 according to Von. How about the UL? UL po. Palitan nyo lang ng plus yung minus.
10.75 po.
10.75. So, tama yung nasolve ni Von. 10.75. May tanong po ba?
Sir, wait lang. Ano po, sir? Wait. Ano po?
Okay ba? Tama po ba yung mga sagot? May tanong po. Naintindihan niyo ba? Ano na? May tanong wala? Parehas lang siya sa sa previous lesson. Pinagkaiba lang nila yung T-table at Z. Kito. Next. The following are randomly... Yes? May tanong ba?
Wala po ako.
Wala. Okay, next. The following are randomly selected scores in a Filipino test of grade 12. Grade 10 student. Of 12. Grade 10. So, 12 po yung binanggit doon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ibig sabihin your n is 12. So we're going to find the value of 99% confidence interval for the mean score of all grade 10 students. And we're going to find the lower limit and upper limit. First, kailangan hanapin natin yung x bar and your SD. Bakit may bar yung SD? Paano ulit hanapin si x bar? Gamit tayo ng calculator. Gagamit tayo ng calculator. Sorry na, kailangan ko i-open yan eh. Saan na? Saan na yung ating wala. Saan na yung calculator? Ayan. Hindi kayo sumasagot. Nauumol-umol kayo. Wala kayo sa mga bahay nyo, no? Okay, solve natin. Shortcut to, ha? Shortcut ko to. Mode 3. Then choose 1. Okay. Piliin nyo yung 1. Ulit. Mode 3, 1. Okay po. Ilagay natin sa x is 75, 65, 76, 80, 85, 77, 81, 83, 80, 70, 71, 71, 69. Tapos AC tayo ha, AC. Tapos shift 1, 4. So tignan natin kung 12 yung n. Choose 1. Hey, your n is 12. Then what is df? What is df of 12? Answer. What is df of 12?
11, sir.
Thank you so much for answering my question. Okay. And of course, the mean is 76. Sabi ng calculator ko, 76 daw. Okay po, magtiwala tayo. Next. Next is, kunin natin si standard deviation. Go, go, go na to. Mali. Magkita. Nandun tayo sa to the left, to the right. 1, 4. 1, 4 ng variance. Punta tayo sa number 4. Yung number 3, that is variance. So, piliin nyo yung 4, yung SX. Yan. 2 decimal places. So, 6.18. 6.18 po yung SD natin ha. 6.18 kasi 2 decimal places po tayo. Sir, sige nga kung tama yung sagot nyo. Sige, gawin natin. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, ito yung number of students. So, ito naman yung scores nila. Scores nila is 75, 65, 76, 80, 85, 77, 81, 81, 83, 80, 70, 71, then 69. Dito, x minus x bar. Siyempre, para makuha mo yung mean, add natin to lahat. So, ilan po yan? Please add. Go, go, go. Ilan yung total niyan? ₱75 plus 65 plus 76, 80, 85, 77, 81, 83, 80, 70, 71, 69. Answer. Divide sa 12 para makuha natin yung x bar. Answer po, hindi ko susulat dito yan. What is the total?
Sir, 912.
912. So, ibig sabihin yung x bar natin, ilan buwan? 912 divide 12. Is it 76?
Yes po.
Oh, tama yung calculator natin ha. 76 po. Next, x minus dx bar. So, x is 75 minus 76. That is 1.
-1.
Negative 1 rather. Sorry. Kahit i-disregard nyo ng negative, okay lang. So, negative 1. What is x or what is it? 65 minus 76?
-11.
Negative 11. 76 po is 0. 4. What is 85 minus 76?
9.
Okay, 9. 77, 76. 1. 81, 76. Is it 5?
Yes, sir.
7? Please double check. Double check. Double check. Double check. Double check. Double check nyo kung tama yung mga pinaglalagay ko. Papalabog ko lang ba ya? Tingnan nyo kung tama. Please double check. Tama po ba? Hello?
Sir,
Tama?
yung 70 dapat -6.
7, oh, ano? Oh, tingnan nyo mabuti kasi binibilisan ko yung solve. So, 40, 70, tapos 6. Tama na? Tapos, yung susunod dito, x minus x bar para makuha natin yung standard deviation natin. So, 1, this is 1, this is 121. This is 0, 16, 81, 1, 25. This is 49. This is 36. This, ay, wait, wait. Mali-mali ako ng pinaglalagyan. This is
Sir, 16
16.
po.
This is 36. This is 25. This is 49. So, summation of this x minus x bar. So, kunin nyo yung summation nito lahat para makuha natin yung variance. Is variance and minus 1 summation of x minus x bar all over 2. Answer? Kanya na alam ko sa formula ng variance. Kakaalala ko. Solve nyo, solve.
Sir, 420 po.
This is 420 divide 11. N minus 1 ha. So 11 yan kasi 12 yung N natin. No? 12 yung students. So what is the variance?
38.18.
38.18.
Dinivide ko po.
Galing mo muna. Ilang beses ko na tinuro sa dati mong school to, di ba po? Paulit-ulit tayo sa variance.
Sir, ginamit ko po calculator po kasi.
Okay, next. Kunin natin yung SD niya. What is the square root of 38.18? Is it 6.18? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, 6.18. So, bahala kayo ha kung gagamitin yung shortcut na ginawa ko dito or yung table. Kung
Sir, wait
yung
lang.
calculator ninyo medyo hindi advanced, kawawa naman kaya. So,
Sir,
ito
wait lang
yung,
po. Picture.
yes. Ngayon, yung solution natin sa number 1, ipapasa nyo to sa akin next face to face ha. Example number 1, I need the question and the solution. Question number 2, I need the question and the solution. So, here is the solution.
Sir,
So,
sandali
ito
lang.
yung kanina, yung sa calculator, pinakita ko sa inyo kung paano gamitin yung shortcut. Yes, may tanong ba?
Sir, sandali lang po. Picturean ko po. Blurry.
Ano yan, Bon?
Sir, pabalik po sa table.
Table, yan.
Hindi po, yung isa po, yung nag-solving tayo.
Ito. O, ito.
Yes po.
Sige.
Okay na po, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So, nahanap natin dito and is equal to 12. X bar 76. Nakuha natin 76. Yung SD na nakuha natin dito is 6.18. Yan. Sa tanong niya is 99%. Yung CL is 99%. So what is the alpha of 99%? That is 1%. So ibig sabihin yung one tail niya ng 1% is what? Divide nyo nga yung ano, yung 0.01 sa 2. What is 0.01 divided by 2? Hello? What is 0.01 divided 2?
0.
0.005 po.
So, 0.005. Kukunin natin yung kanyang critical value ng T distribution. So, kunin natin yung DF. DF is, sabi nyo is 11. Punta kayo sa 11. 11, tapos, di ba, 99% yun. So, 99% and 11. 0.00505005. Yung one tail 0.01, yung ating two tail sabi nyo kanina, ibig sabihin mag-meet sila sa 3.106. It's 3.106. So this is 3.106. Let's solve LL. X bar is 76 minus the critical value ng T distribution, that is 3,106 multiplied by ST 6.18 square root of 12 because your N is 12. Compute now the LL habang sinusulat ko CUL as your solution. 76 by 3.106 6.18 square root of 12. Answer. Answer po.
Sir, na-compute ko po.
Ilan?
Sa LL po, 70.46.
How about UL? Change the sign lang. Change the sign of minus. Going plus para makuha agad yung sagot. Kung nag-direct kayo sa calculator. Answer po.
81.50.
81.54.
81.54. Bahala na kayo kung tama yung mga sagot nyo dyan ha. Kasi calculator naman yung gamit nyo. So 70.46 ULL and UL is 81.54 according to her classmates. So these are the solutions that you need to write because you're going to pass it on next week, face to face. Let's move on to number 3. A sample size of 15 drawn from a normally distributed population has sample mean of 35. The sample standard deviation is 14. Construct a 95% confidence interval for the population mean and interpret its meaning. So we have the sample size, meaning to say it's n is equal to 15, and normally distributed sample mean is, sample mean is 35, and we have the SD, we have the sample standard deviation is 14. Construct a 95%, ibig sabihin 5% siya. Plus 2.25% siya sa 1 tape. Okay? And your DF here is 14. Hanapin natin si 95% sa 1 tail at 2 tail na 5%. So, yung DF natin is 14. 14 po, nandito si 14. And then 95%, nandito si 95%. And yung 1 tail daw is 2 or 5% or 0.0. 2 tail itong 5% ha. So, ibig sabihin po, ito po, 0.05 sa 14. So, hanapin na natin yung kanyang critical value. 95% din po. Yan. Pwede kayong mag-base sa 2 tail, 1 tail, at sa confidence level. So, the answer here is 2.145. So, lagay natin yung critical value niya. 2.145. Okay, LL is 35 minus 2.145. In your SDS 14. Square root of your n is 15. So please compute now the LL. UL is 35 plus 2.145. 14, then square root of 15. So answer for number 3,
27.25 po.
27.25. How about UL?
42.75.
42.75.
Okay, so we have LL 42.75, 27.25 for LL. If you have questions po, sabihin nyo lang ha. Next tayo, number 4. A random sample of 12 students from a large university yields mean of GPA 2.71 with a sample standard deviation of 51. Construct a 90% confidence interval for the mean of GPA of all students at the university. Assume that the numerical population of GPAs from which the sample is taken has a normal distribution. Of course, what is your N? According to the problem, sample is 12. Your DF, of course, is 11. And we have 0.51 for standard deviation and 2.71 for the mean. 2.71 and sorry, it's mali yan. Dapat S lang kasi unknown si standard deviation ng population. So 0.51. Then we have 90% confidence level. Of course, since 90% yan, 10% naman ng kanyang two-tail na alpha. So, hanapin na natin si 11 ng 90%. 11, 90%. So, nandito si 90%. And then, sabi niya doon, two-tail natin is 0.10 or 10%. It's 1.796. Sorry. Takpan siya. So, 1.796 is our critical value of t distribution. 1.796, 1.796, 1.796 LL 2.71 minus your 1.796 SD is 0.51 square root of 12. Answer po for LL, LDP solve 2.71 plus 1.796, 0.51 square root of 12. Answer?
Sir, sa LL po, 2.45.
How about UL?
2.97.
2.97. Simple as that. So 2.45 for LL, 2.97 for UL. A random sample is drawn from a normally distributed population of non-standard deviation of 5. Construct a 99% confidence interval for the population mean based on the information given. Not all of the information given need to be used. So letter A for number 5. So let's solve letter A only. Parehas lang naman yung process. So N is 16. And of course, your DF is 15. And sabi niyan dyan, X bar is 98. And S is, what is your S? As random sample is drawn from normal distributed of known standard deviation 5. So disregard na yan. Ito na lang i-follow natin. It's 5.6. S is 5.6. So hindi pa natin alam ang kanyang 99%. CL is 99%. Ibig sabihin 1% yung two-tail niya. So, hanapin natin yung 15 sa 99% or 1%. That is 15. So this is 15 to 99%. 15, 99%. 2.947. So our critical value is 2.947. 2.947. Nakuha ko yan sa table ha. Ito, 2.947. Solve na natin yung LL. LL X bar is 98 minus 2.947. Your SD is 5.6. 5.6 square root of 16. Answer, what is LL?
93.87.
93.87. How about UL?
102.13.
92.13.
Okay, 102.30. 93.87, 102.13 for UL. As simple as that. Okay, again, isulat nyo lahat ng solution ha, and then the problem. Measurements are made on a random sample of 23 components drawn from a population size of 100. Assume that the population is normal and the mean measurements of the components in the sample are 67.45 millimeter with standard deviation of 2.93 millimeter. So since this is your sample of 23, population size is 100, and the mean measurements of the components is 67.45. So 23 daw CN. DF is equal to 22. Your X bar is 67.45. Your S is 2.93. Your CL is 95%, meaning your alpha is 5%. So DF natin is 22. Kunin na natin yung critical value ng T, 22 and 95%. So this is 22 and this is 95%. So this our critical value number 6 is 2.074. 2.074. 2.074. Diba? Ang dali lang. The X bar for LL, that is 67.45 minus the critical value of T value. Pwede na siyang tawagin T value. No? 0.74. 74 multiplied by S is 2.93 square root of your N, which is 23. So can you please give me the LL? 67.45 plus 2.74, 2.93 square root of 23. Answer for LL?
66.18.
18.
66.18. And UL? UL is 60. UL. Answer? UL po. Hello?
68.72.
68.72.
68 point.
72 po.
Ba't ang tagal niyong tumagot? So, 68.72. Next, samantalang papalitan nyo lang plus yung minus. Next, a random sample of 15 students was selected from a population size of 100 normal in a certain dormitory. The mean of weekly expenditures of the sample students is 400 pesos with 17.50 standard deviations. Construct a 95% confidence interval for the average amount of the expenditure of the resident in the dormitory. So here po, our N is 15. So sample of 15 students. Meaning to say your DF here is 14. And the mean of weekly expenditure of the sample student is 400 daw. X bar is 400 with 17.50 of your standard deviations. 17.50. And this is 95%, 5% for your alpha. So your TF, 14 to 95%. So, 14 ba yun? Okay, 14 to 95%. It's 2.145. So, T value is 2.14 and 5. Your LL guys, please compute na po. So, this is 400 minus 2.145. Your S is 17.50 all over square root of 15. Answer, number, number 7 LL, answer po. NUL.
390.31 po.
390.31. UL naman.
409.69 po.
409.69. This is last example for our day number 10. It is all about the computing the small confidence level, which is the standard deviation. The population standard deviation is unknown. Again, math mistakes allow thinking to happen. So that's all for today. Thank you so much
Hi,
for
sir. Excuse
listening.
me, sir.
Do you have, if you have questions po, clarifications, sabihin na
Sir,
po ngayon.
sir,
Yes.
sir, may tanong lang po.
Saan?
Paano po ulit kunin yung sa t-value po? Sa, sa
P-value
calculator.
sa
Sa calculator po.
T. Value T.
Yes, sir.
T value. May table tayo pag kukunin yung T value. Ito yung table. May T table po tayo.
Thank you po.
Wala siya sa calcu. Hindi ko tinuro yung calcu na table pagkuha. Yung tinuro kong calculator ito, yung shortcut ng pagkuha ng SD at ng mean. You can watch naman yung video lesson. Okay na po ba?
Thank you